Hello and welcome to Market Rap with Raja. Today is the 2nd of February 2021 and it's a day after the budget. But budget ke pehle thodi nami thi and people were a little uncertain as to what's really going to happen. But then if you recall my last video, I had said that the bank nifty is definitely much more stronger than the nifty, right? And that's what really happened. Bank nifty took over and Bank Nifty created a new high. A brand new high was created on the budget day. It was followed up with a very, very strong gap up opening, and the Nifty and the Bank Nifty continued its bullish momentum, right? But the move was created by Bank Nifty, and that's what saw all of us heading into a very good bullish zone. All stocks started again recovering, and there was a bullish cheer once again. And once again, the question arises, have the bears gone away forever? Well, it definitely looks like, but then the markets are definitely something to cheer about because of a very good budget that has come about. And it's definitely a budget which all of us did not expect, and it has definitely created some historic move which we have seen over the last 2 days. But then when you take a look at the historic move and when you compare it with the kind of momentum that you are seeing right now, it definitely indicates that yes, the continued bullish momentum may exist, but we got to take it with a pinch of salt. And what exactly is it, and what exactly are we going to look at? That's what is something which I'm going to be showing to you on the charts. When you take a look at the option chain itself, you find that the new max pain point is around 14,200, and you are also seeing the previous resistance, right? What was the previous resistance in Bank Nifty? 33,000. 33,000 has now become support. So resistance has become support, and that's going to be a key area to watch out for. Well, having gone up to such a large extent, there are probable chances of reaction. But what's going to be that trigger which is going to produce a reaction, and how are we going to handle it is something what I'm going to be discussing on the charts. And let's go right into the charts and find out what are we looking at and how we can action our market play and how we can action our stock analysis. Let's go right in.
I'm going to be sharing with you an idea from the dollar index, right? We have been speaking about dollar index and we have been talking about how low can it go. But then do you realize that somewhere along the way the pathway has changed? सबको लगा कि यहाँ से डॉलर इंडेक्स और नीचे गिरेगा और नीचे गिरेगा, लेकिन 2021 में डॉलर इंडेक्स इज इंडिकेटिंग दैट यस इट हैज हैड इनफ एंड नाउ इट इज ट्राइंग टू रिकवर. और इस रिकवरी का मतलब है कि हमें देखना है कि हाउ कैन इट इम्पैक्ट द इंडियन मार्केट्स ऑल्सो. Well, is it going to take away some of our gains, remove some of the sheen from the Nifty and Bank Nifty? That's something we got to see. But then let's go right on the charts and find out कि अब डॉलर इंडेक्स में कैसे हमें ध्यान रखना है और क्या देखना है हमें डॉलर इंडेक्स में. क्योंकि मैं जो देख रहा हूँ डॉलर इंडेक्स पे, इफ यू सी हियर, डॉलर इंडेक्स पे फिलहाल एक असेंडिंग ट्रायंगल बन रहा है और आज एक असेंडिंग ट्रायंगल ब्रेकआउट दिखाई दे रहा है मुझे. You can see here that dollar index had a very sharp decline. You can see here there was a very sharp decline in dollar index all through September. There was a brief rally in September October 2020 के बाद there has been a nearly $5 drop, so which is quite significant. और आप देखेंगे कि यहाँ पे एक steady decline हो रहा है. यहाँ पे एक bearish engulfing pattern बन गया था और वहां से द स्टडी डिक्लाइन विच इमर्ज्ड, और उस डिक्लाइन की वजह से काफी लोगों को लगा कि यहाँ पे देयर कुड बी अ पोटेंशियल more downside emerging in this index. But then यहाँ पे the dollar began to stabilize and you can see here यहाँ पे there emerged some long body candles. You can see here the long body candles जो बन गए यहाँ पे, it clearly said that the trends are indicating that it is going to hold, and if it's going to hold then there are possibilities of the trend sustaining. तो इस तरह sustain होते होते यहाँ पे ये जो लेवल है अराउंड 91, इट वाज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लेवल टू वॉच आउट फॉर. आप देखेंगे कि इस 91 लेवल पर काफ़ी एक वैल्यू एरिया है वैल्यू एरिया है, वैल्यू एरिया का मतलब है कि जहां पर काफी सारे ट्रांजैक्शंस होते हैं, तो आप देखेंगे कि इस वैल्यू एरिया पे एक जो रेजिस्टेंस था अराउंड 91, वो अब 91 क्रॉस होता हुआ नजर आ रहा है। तो इस सेटअप को देखते हुए मुझे लग रहा है कि देर आर चांसेस ऑफ द डॉलर इंडेक्स गेटिंग स्ट्रॉन्गर। तो उसका मतलब ये है कि हमें थोड़ी सावधानी से काम करना पड़ेगा। इट ऑल्सो इफ यू गो क्लोजर, यहाँ पे एक मेरे सिस्टम के हिसाब से एक सेल आया था नवंबर पे। सो नवंबर से लेके जनवरी तक देयर वाज द सेलिंग प्रेशर। 3 महीने के सेलिंग प्रेशर के बाद अब इस सेटअप के हिसाब से एक बाय सिग्नल आ रहा है। तो अगर बाय सिग्नल आ रहा है तो हमें थोड़ी सावधानी से काम करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज डॉलर इंडेक्स इज लुकिंग पॉइज्ड फॉर सम अपसाइड। व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी द इम्पैक्ट back home, that is something we got to see. But then you have to start factoring in this particular movement, because if the dollar index begins to strengthen, then it could have an impact on the USD INR and thereby have an impact on our markets as well. So that is the setup of the dollar index. So this is what I wanted to share with you about the dollar index, and it is something which is going to have an impact in the next few weeks. So now moving to our Nifty. All right. So let us take a look at the Nifty chart. तो Nifty पे आज मेरे पास दो सेटअप्स है। तो पहले मैं आपको बताता हूँ डेली सेटअप पे एक मैंने टूल किया यूज किया है यहाँ पे कॉल्ड एज पिचफोर्क। तो जो पिचफोर्क टूल जब मैंने यूज किया है तो यहाँ पे मैंने देखा कि यहाँ पर जो मीडियन लाइन था यहाँ पे एट बजट डे का हाई, वहां से जो गैप अप इट हैड रीच एग्जैक्टली टू द मीडियन लाइन। It has reached exactly to the median line, and वहां से right now we are noticing that after the median line you are actually going to be seeing a nice upward thrust, right? So when the upward thrust is going to begin, you can definitely expect that the momentum can continue higher. So when the momentum is going to continue higher, you have to see now how are you going to handle this situation. So when you're going to take a look at the overall momentum, you can see that yes, there is a possibility of more upside here, and the upside is toward the upper end of the channel. But then even if there is a pullback, you can expect a move towards 14,350 to 300, wherein there is a max pain point वहां पर है. So this could be a pullback opportunity here. So pullback towards 14,350 could be a good area to watch out for as far as the Nifty is concerned, because this was a 61.8, वहां से एक strong upward move हुआ है एक gap up के साथ, लेकिन ये pull back होगा towards this zone, it will still be a very good opportunity for us to initiate some long. And what is the upside? Upside is close to the region of 15,000. So 15,000 tak there is a very strong possibility. 15,000 to 15,200 are the two levels on the upside. 14,350 to 400 on the downside is a good support level to watch out for in the forthcoming days. So this could be a very good situation to track. Now if I move to the other chart of Nifty, this is the other chart of Nifty here. You can see that we had discussed about Nifty, and we had said that there could be a pullback towards the support levels. Yes, there was a brief pullback on the budget day, but then it managed to take help of this support trend line. देखिए ये support trend line जो है, it is working quite well, and it has now produced a very strong thrust to the upside. Now Nifty is caught at the previous highs, right? You can take a look at the previous highs, and Nifty is definitely caught at the previous highs. So what we'll have to do now is we'll have to wait and watch. We'll have to see what exactly happens around these levels. Can Nifty cross these levels, and whether we'll be able to take some thrust to the upside. And what I additionally I'm noticing on the charts is that एक अच्छा एक पॉजिटिव रिवर्सल बनता हुआ नजर आ रहा है। तो देखिए यहाँ पे एक पॉजिटिव रिवर्सल बनता हुआ नजर आ रहा है। सो इफ देयर इज अ मूवमेंट टू द अपसाइड, it could be a very swift move. Once it is able to exceed 14,700, you can see that the levels of 15,000 is can be achieved very quickly. And what are we to look at? We are to look at this gap area around 14,300 to 14,350 could be a very good catchment area for you guys to follow up. Now let's move to Bank Nifty, and then we will get down to some important levels. So if I take a look at Bank Nifty and if I shift to the weekly charts, what am I finding on the weekly charts is that as per my system, the Bank Nifty was taking support based on my setup, and you can see here that ये जो levels थे 2019 के highs, 2020 के highs, and even 2021 highs, all these highs have been exceeded, and they have been exceeded by a nice long body candle. So you can see here that the Bank Nifty is the index which is in demand. Bank Nifty is the index which is in action. So all our attention just in line with what I had covered in my previous video. Bank Nifty was showing much more strength, and that's why in the ranking also I had said that Bank Nifty is the number one index, and that should be something which should be tracked. And Bank Nifty has definitely moved in line with our expectations, and you can see here there's a strong move now. Now, when you take a look at the dollar index, it is showing some signs of strengthening. So you should consider looking at some pullback opportunities also. So what could be the pullback? You could see here right now that around 33,000 is a support zone. So anywhere between 33,000 would be your final set of supports, but then you got to also look for an additional higher level. That's where we will step into Neo Trader and find out what are the levels which we can track and how we can take some cues from Neo Trader. So first देख लेते हैं कि निफ्टी में क्या लेवल्स बन रहे हैं, और जैसे कि मैंने निफ्टी के लेवल्स देखे, बिकॉज ऑफ द स्ट्रॉन्ग मूव टू द अपसाइड, जो हफ्ते के लेवल्स थे दे आर टेंडिंग to be at 14,800, where there is a confluence zone. So I believe that if it is able to move above 14,730, you have a move till 14,840. So you have a 100-point move on Nifty, and that should be a very interesting scenario right now, because we are looking at Nifty to cross its high. And what is its high? We are looking at 14,740. And if you take once a look at it once again, so you are having 14,740 as the R1. So if the 14,740 level is exceeded tomorrow, you will definitely see a very strong push towards 14,840. And yes, the next levels which I mentioned is about 15,000. That's where the higher 15,300, there is a confluence zone. So once 14,840 is exceeded, you have a very strong scenario in Nifty. But then when you take a look at the downside, okay, when you take a look at the downside, what are you looking at? I spoke about 14,350 levels. That is where the S1 levels are coming. And unless that is really clearly broken, you don't have to worry about going short in Bank Nifty. So do not go short in Nifty until these levels are broken, because there is a very strong gap area there from where you will see a recovery once again. So now let's move to Bank Nifty and find out what Neo Trader is trying to tell us. And Neo Trader is clearly saying that there are some support zones यहाँ पे, which is around first of all, the immediate support zone is around 33,000, which we spoke about, where there is some bit of confluence there around 33,000. And you can see here right now that the overall levels which have been seen in Bank Nifty are quite stretched. So we'll have to wait for the Bank Nifty to cross 34,600, because right now Bank Nifty is clearly in a very bullish scenario. So any pullback towards 33,000 or 32,500 are the two pullback zones to watch out for. So unless 33,000 is given away, you don't have to worry. And we are definitely seeing that 33,000 and 33,500 are the two levels which are emerging in Bank Nifty. So once again, Bank Nifty is in a very good scenario. So in my system, let me just go into the hourly charts and find out what are the levels which I can identify for you, and I can see that a pullback into 33,300 is a good scenario. And you can see here that as per the setup, 33,400 is coming as your S1, which also can act as a nice support area. So this is a place where you can look to buy into Bank Nifty tomorrow. And as we speak, we are seeing that some bit of profit booking is seen even on the SGX, and the dollar continues to gain some strength. So one should be looking at a kind of pullback scenario to initiate some longs, because markets are definitely on a bullish plane, but then we are looking at the currency scenario to act on the indices. So the overall setup is bullish, but then we have to be looking at a pullback opportunity. So you can see here from the whole setup that the Bank Nifty is definitely continues to be on the number one after creating a new high. It is the number one index, and you got to take a look at the next one, which is the Nifty. So पहला रहा आपका Bank Nifty, उसके बाद रहा Nifty. And what about CNX IT? So let's go and take a look at our setup on CNX IT also, and let's see whether we have something on CNX IT. You can see here on the daily charts, Nifty IT continues to struggle, and I have still not got a clear signal from Nifty IT yet. So hold on to Nifty IT. IT stocks पे फिलहाल there is no initiation to go long. So hold on to IT stocks, but you can definitely consider going long in the other stocks and use the pullback right now, because markets are showing a very extended move, and the best way to go into any stock would be on a pullback approach.
So you saw on the charts how the charts are positioned, and we are definitely getting a clue from the dollar index chart, which I showed you first, and that's how the market is poised right now. The whole move of the markets are now getting positioned on the currency markets, and I feel that right now with the dollar strengthening, it could have some impact on the USD INR, and thereby you could also see some bit of pullback emerging in the market. So that is the time when you want to enter. I have shown you where you can enter in the Nifty as well as the Bank Nifty, and that's the action to take. Well, there are higher levels also which I've shared in this video. I hope you take advantage and make maximum advantage of it. This is Radha Raman signing off. I'm the co-founder of New York Trader and also your trading influencer. Been in the markets for more than 15 years, happily married with a loving wife and an energetic son who keeps me on the run just like the markets. Stay safe, stay healthy, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment on our video. Thank you.